Hi, this is Diane Moody. Today, February 14th, 2024, the day of love. 50 something love begins. That's the name of this podcast. It's specifically for women over 50. Anybody can listen. I don't care who. You can be a guy, whatever. I am titling this my shitty first podcast. So if you want to know why I'm calling it that, this comes from Anne Lamott's book, Bird by Bird, The Shitty First Draft. And that's the way I'm doing it. I'm just jumping in. I've never done it before, and I'm pretty excited to do it now. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about the vision I have for the podcast. I live near Fort Worth, Texas. I am a lifelong Texan. Sorry, we've been acting the fool lately. But anyway, I am 63 years old. I'm about to celebrate our 5th wedding anniversary. To tell you the little story that appeared in the New York Times, in the end of 2017, I was doing my end of year wrap up and, looking forward to the new year and writing what worked out great and what didn't. And all of a sudden, I heard a voice over my left shoulder, and that voice said, "You want to be engaged in 2018." And I thought that was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard. And so I questioned the voice and I said, "Are you sure I don't want to be married?" "No, you just want to be engaged." And I said, "Are you sure I don't want to just be dating somebody?" "No, you want to be engaged." It's like, well, all righty. So I wrote it down in my trusty planner as being a goal for the year. Um, and then a few minutes later, I got the another message, and the message said, "You need to put an ad on Craigslist." What? You need to put an ad on Craigslist. Now I knew for sure the voice was insane, because do you know what's on Craigslist? I mean, you can't do it anymore. They stopped doing personals just about 3 weeks after this whole incident happened. But do you know what's on Craigslist? Yuck. But the voice was insistent and said, "Do it." So within 6 minutes, I crafted what I thought was a pretty dang good ad, posted it, went to bed, and the next morning I woke up to 300 replies. Quite a few of them were exactly what you'd think is happening. They're just not anything you're interested in at all. So I was able to delete them pretty quickly. Then a few more were sort of interesting at first, but then, you got talking to them, I got talking to them, whatever, and yuck. I mean, they would turn out to be married or whatever. Anyway, I kind of gradually went through these ads, and I came upon a guy who I thought he didn't say much, kind of the silent type. And long story short, we got married 365 days after we met in person, which took a few weeks after this ad incident. And just so you know, he was looking for a lawnmower on Craigslist and found me instead. So that is the basic story. Now I'm a coach for women over 50 who are looking to find the love of their lives. Because I cracked the code. I finally figured it out, and I've helped quite a few women so far find their guys or stick with their guys or whatever. And so I'm looking forward to chatting with people weekly on Wednesdays. We'll drop on Wednesdays. Tips and tricks. Sometimes it'll be interviews. Sometimes they'll be short, 10 minutes and under, and sometimes they'll be a little longer if we have something good to say. So I want to say a quick thanks to my friend Cheryl for all her tech help. She's been amazing over the last, 3 or 4 years, and I just want to say thanks to her. Sometimes it'll just be me. Sometimes it'll be guests. I have a long list of guests, but the first few are just going to be me for the simplicity. So that's just the way it is. So they'll be short. So some of the plans are that I want to talk health for women over 50. I want to talk sexuality for women over 50 because it's different for us the older we get. Relationship advice, all about men. Loss. What's it like after losing the person you love? So anyway, we have quite a few topics, and if you're interested in giving me ideas, dianebrandonmoody.com, send me an email, and I'd be happy to talk about it. So, I know I'm doing a lot. It's my shitty first podcast, so there you go. So, here are 3 tips for finding love after 50. I'll do these 3 pretty quickly. Know what you want. Yeah, that's very important. I don't know how many times you've dated when, you thought you knew what you wanted, and it turns out it wasn't what you wanted. And just knowing what you want is incredibly helpful. Do your work. There's going to be work that you need to do, there's work that he needs to do, and you need to decide whether it's worth sticking with the one who hasn't done the work, or if it's not, there's a lot in there. And don't mess with anyone who hasn't done his work. Just pass them by, people. If you're already with him, that's another story. But if you're dating and you think you can fix him, don't do that. It's insulting to him, but it's also just so not worth the trouble. It's not worth it at all. So don't do that. I do want to say a quick word about Galentine's Day. I know that there are single women listening to me right now, and you're angry because you're alone, or you're very sad because you're alone, because our society puts a big gold star around Valentine's Day. And I totally get it because I didn't get married the first time until I was 58 years old. I'm still married to that guy. We're about to celebrate our 5th anniversary. But I get it. And you're entitled to any of those feelings that you want to have. So have them. On the other hand, if you don't want to have those feelings, then get some girlfriends. I think Galentine's Day is one of the best inventions known to humankind. Oh my gosh, what a great thing to do. Go out and celebrate the love for your girlfriends, love for your pets. Celebrate love in some form. And if you don't feel like going out, then put on a really mushy movie or listen to some mushy music and celebrate the love that could appear in your life at any moment. So don't feel weird if you're alone. There's no need for that. So I have some questions. It's about all I want to say for today. Other than this, I do want to give you a manifesting tip. I'm a big believer in law of attraction and manifesting, and I do teach that a little bit as part of the course. It's not all about manifesting, but some of it is. And so here's a little tip. Put on that sappy movie or music and write a little short story about what you'd like your Valentine's Day to look like next year. Dream big. Write about it in the mushiest, sappiest terms possible, and as if you already have it. I did this with some girlfriends when we were in Paris, and we were standing on the banks of the Seine, and we were throwing petals into the river and declaring what dreams we had. And mine was to come back to Paris with my great love. And about 16 months later, I did. We even stayed in the same hotel that I visualized. It was amazing. So these things can actually work around some kind of a ritual. So I've created some rapid fire questions for my guests, and I'm going to go ahead and do them with you guys today, with myself answering them anytime I'm on my own and going solo. So, how did you meet the person you're with now? That's easy. I just told you. Craigslist. Where is your favorite place to travel? London or anywhere I haven't been before? What keeps you up at night? The 2024 elections. Oh, dear God. What is your favorite curse word? That's easy. Motherfucker. Who's your celebrity crush? David Cassidy. I got to throw a party for him once. Or John Hamm. Hubba hubba. What's your favorite food? French fries. Easy. Your guilty pleasure? TikTok. You can find me at Diane Brandon Moody. I can get sucked into TikTok. Jeez. If you enjoyed yourself today, I know it's brief, I know it's rough, but if you enjoyed anything I had to say today, would you like it, share it with a friend, give me a comment? I don't know what's going to go in the show notes yet, but I imagine something will. So here's my sign off, and I got it from ChatGPT, and it is so bad. I thought it was hilarious. So I'm going to share it with you. This is my sign off for today. If you're looking for me, I'm at dianebrandonmoody.com, so find me there. Until we rendezvous again in the magical world of 50-something love, this is your host, Diane Brandon Moody, asking you to have some champagne for no reason and spread love like confetti. Blech. But I thought it was funny, and that's why you shouldn't rely on ChatGPT. Anyway, see you, folks. I've enjoyed it. Hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.